What's going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. This video is going to be on why you should not, yes, I said should not, do carb backloading. This is something I do regularly, but there are reasons for that. I'll get into this video. In case you didn't see my last video on carb backloading, there are some pretty good reasons why I do it, but why you should not do it, I'm going to get into that in further detail in this video, so make sure you stay tuned. So first I want to start by saying, obviously, I did not coin the term carb backloading. John Kiefer made it popular with Carb Night, the book, and the Carb Night diet, which basically meant you ate little calories throughout the day and no carbs throughout the day, and had one big carb feeding in the evening. The premise behind this was you oxidize more, so you burn more fat during the day, you burn fat from your body stores because you're not getting any carbs in, so your body's gonna use fat for fuel.
That's what I like to hear.
So that's completely fair enough, and you do favor burning fat when you're not ingesting carbs because there's no insulin spike. So your body's signal is to basically use stored fuel. It has to use something. So that definitely holds up. But when you're having that big, huge carb refeed in the evening, you're probably gonna, well, you're most definitely, if you're bulking anyway, gonna have a lot of carbs in this night feeding, which means your insulin's gonna go through the roof and it's gonna stay quite high for hours and hours, even while you're asleep. So the amount of fat you oxidize while you're asleep will decrease. So overall, within that 24-hour period, you're gonna burn probably about the same amount of fat as if you were separating your carbs and spreading them across the day. So it's completely, I don't know, that kind of cancels out, so it's not so relevant. And that's not why I do carb backloading, but I'll get into that a bit further on in the video. So what you want to look at, first of all, is can you get all your carbs in that one meal? If you can't, then carb backloading is not for you. So when I say get all that carbs, I probably mean around 2 grams of carbs per pound of body weight, roughly. I'd say between 1 to 2 grams per pound, somewhere between that. Some people, if you're like elite level athletes or you're way more active or you might need a bit more than that, but that's right. I'd say between 1 and 2 is a very good place to start. Some people just say bang 1.5 and then play with it, see how you get on, but that's completely up to you. You can obviously adjust it when you want to. And another scenario where you should not do carb backloading is if you're training in the morning. So you can, if you have a huge carb meal, actually rely on the stored carbohydrates in your body to fuel your workout. But in some cases, you might deplete through them a bit too fast, and that could be problematic. And you will need to refeed carbs after your workout, not straight after. Pretty soon after if you want to maximize your muscle growth, and that's not possible if you're doing carb backloading in the evening. What some people will do then is they'll have carbs after the workout and then not have carbs for the rest of the day. But I personally have tried this and I don't find it a very good approach, because what happens is you actually get hungrier throughout the day and you probably end up over consuming slightly.
It's just the chicken, the rice, the soup, and the fortune cookies, and that's it.
So the reasons I do carb backloading still exist, because basically when you're having a high amount, when you're trying to have a high amount of fat, you need a good amount of fat. Like low fat diets are fucking shit. I'm telling you now, it mess up your hormones, they mess up your energy, they mess up your hair, your skin, your sleep, so many different things. You don't want to have a low fat diet. So when you're having a good amount of fat, and you're also having a good amount of carbs in a meal, what happens is tyrosine will compete with tryptophan, and tryptophan comes from higher carb foods, the signal to serotonin, basically. That's what tryptophan's linked to. And then also tyrosine's linked to dopamine. So when you have those two competing, unfortunately, tryptophan takes over and you don't get that release of dopamine. So that, I find it affects my energy, affects my drive if I have a high carb breakfast, high carb lunch, and then a high carb dinner, or medium. I just don't like it myself. I have all my carbs around a workout, and I actually find that's way better for muscle growth and way better to just utilize those carbs in the best possible way. That's just my opinion. Not everyone can eat as many carbs as I do around my workout, like after my workout, intra-workout, but if you can't, then carb backloading is not for you. It's no magic pill. It's just easier for me to do, and it gives me sustained energy, which means after my workout, I can have that huge portion of carbs, which I'm actually used to having, I'm quite comfortable having, and also I know I can have. So yeah, that's basically a wrap. So just to summarize, if you can't get in your carbs because you can't get more than one meal, then definitely distribute them evenly throughout the day. And also if you're training in the morning, I would suggest just distributing them throughout the day as well, because it just becomes too complicated when trying to do this method. If you've got a lot of excess body fat and trying to burn fat and build muscle at the same time, then maybe this might be worth a try. But you know, at the end of the day, it's just an eating pattern. There's no magic. There's no magic to anything. There's no magic to keto. There's no magic to intermittent fasting. There's definitely no magic to carb backloading. It's just another eating method or eating strategy even. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up, share it with a friend. And if you have any questions at all, drop them below. I'm happy to answer them. If you want to follow me on Instagram, that's @AdamScottFit. And if you would like a personalized program to suit you where you're at, wherever you are in the world, if you want to gain the maximum amount of muscle in the least amount of time, reach out to me, Adam@AdamScottFit. Go to my website, www.adamscottfit.com, fill out the form and get in touch with me. And until the next video, keep pushing those limits.